To help us unpack that is a man who knows quite a lot about the English language and a lot of French as well. Mitchel Obi, former president of the International Sports Press Association, or AIPS, also known to all and sundry in the sports media industry as the master himself. Thank you for coming through tonight, sir. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. First and foremost, what is SWAN? A lot of people are asking, why does SWAN want to get into the business of football? That what rights do they have? You wanted to be a part of the NFF Congress or the NFF in the first place. That the NFF has a media division headed by a director of media who they are well pleased with. So what exactly is SWAN angling for?
SWAN is stating what has been a very old position of the involvement of Nigerian football. Over time, Nigerian football has had its place with sports journalists who have carried the game to another level. And it is not a novelty to insist that as one of the most effective stakeholders of the game, they must be recognized, and that recognition must be made known. And not only made known, that recognition must be seriously appreciated. It's not even about representation in the Congress, and I think they are looking for a place in the Congress, yes, which they have had over time. And I think anybody who is trying to pretend that he doesn't understand what the sports media brings into sports, and particularly football in Nigeria, is just like saying that it's not dark this night. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a non-issue, and I'm glad that the positions have started shifting. Because we've had the sports journalist scope fully integrated in the development scheme of Nigerian sports. And I think SWAN itself is not even doing justice to its case. The issue should not even be limited to the Nigerian Football Federation. The issue should be taken to the National Sports Commission,
wow,
who have, in their own wisdom, insisted that there should be inclusivity, and that inclusivity includes 14 constituencies. And glaringly absent in those constituencies is the sports media, which to me is not only an aberration, it's not even a case of negligence or a mistake, it's perhaps a mischief. Because come to think of it, sports policies over the years, indeed the first sports policy, a Nigerian sports policy, has a place for the sports media. It has a whole chapter for the sports media. Sports cannot go without the media. Indeed, it's like a lady winking, as they say, a beautiful lady moving
winking at a blind man.
You can't get to appreciate her beauty. You can't even get to talk to her. You can't even get to see her well. Some people will say that Nigerian sports and the absence of the media is perhaps looking at an empty drum.
Exactly.
Who will even beat it?
So sorry to cut you short, sir, but there are those who are saying that the media should stay out of sports business and that they should actually be partners with the sports, that they should help to promote, let the sports do their thing in terms of administration, running the different federations as well, identifying athletes, promoting them, polishing them, while sports does its best to basically showcase all these athletes to the world and to Nigeria at large. Do you agree with this, that sports should do things separately? The administrators should do their things separately, but they should collaborate down the line?
It's not even a matter of collaborating down the line. It's like a bicycle. If you don't pedal both sides, it will roll. And so the sports has two cardinal areas for those who want to appreciate the dimensions of sports. There is the development aspect, there is the promotion aspect. While the development aspect talks about the talents, the competition, and perhaps the management, there is of course the exposure aspect, the exposure, the audience. Can you imagine playing football without anybody watching you? Who even will know whether you can play well? Who will even tell your neighbor that come and watch what my son is doing? The media has a cardinal role, and in a developmental economy like we pretend to, or in a situation where we want to build a sports economy, there is no way you can separate the two. They have to go pari passu. They have to move in tandem. Indeed, there should be a collaborative effort in terms of even policy formulation. If I want to develop a competition, the first question I will ask, if I put this competition in place, how do I get the right kind of audience? How do I get the right kind of sponsors? Or even, how do you even call the participants? They say the football doesn't start with the players. It starts with the one who wants to organize the game. And the one who wants to organize the game starts with inviting the players. After inviting the players and getting to set the competition, what next? You want people to come and watch what you have done. And who does the business of putting that link? So you cannot say, do your own, I do my own, and they will collaborate. How does that, it doesn't sink well. I think we have to understand it's like a mother and a child. That is how I see it.
All right.
You want to give birth, the child comes out, and the next thing you say, let the child go his or her own way, and let the mother stay away. And yet the child wants to suck the breast of the mother for the child to grow. The media is the key. Can you imagine without television, without television in football today, what that would mean?
No,
can you even imagine a stadium? We saw COVID when we played football under COVID. I can't remember whether you watched any of the games.
Oh, I did. It was like watching the
play without fans on the stadium. And who brings the fans? Who tell the fans? Why are the eyeballs? So the issue is not whether we want to confront those who are managing it. Manage the game. But in managing the game, there are elements of development that you have to bring into bear. The media aspect, because it's critical. The media takes the game beyond the ordinary. It takes the game from where you have left it to another dimension. The media helps to filter the game. It helps to give you the eyeballs that is necessary for you to draw the finance.
Talking about the media now, I would love a bit of clarity. SWAN, do they have the right to stop media houses from covering maybe the annual General Assembly? Because it said no media house.
Do you have a right to be a member of SWAN?
Yes.
Yes, of course, we do.
Yes, if you are not a member of the association, then you stay away from the association. If the association is taking certain decisions, go ahead and be a loner. That is the issue. It's as clear as daylight. It's like saying in Nigeria, for instance, the medical doctors say they are not they have down tools. Does that stop private hospitals from running?
Does that stop native doctors from actually attending to people?
I wanted to quickly ask. Mitchel, I wanted to quickly ask. I mean, when I saw this story, I mean, I spoke to the guys in Lagos, SWAN Lagos, and the feeling from SWAN Lagos was that we are not aligned with whatever is coming from the top. And there is a feeling in the last few years that
is in transition.
So there's a feeling that SWAN itself is a body not
disarray.
I won't use the word disarray, but they are trying to find their bearing.
We cannot, because our house is dirty, not look at what is happening on the road.
That is why I enjoy having you on the show. But before we let you go, I need to ask this question as well. There are those who also say that, look, that the media have put themselves in this position, that by years of sucking up to administrators, being on their payrolls, going on paid trips with them, that they've lost every kind of morality to be able to challenge the status quo and demand for a seat at the table. Do you agree with this?
Very correct in terms of how individuals have used the media to climb to the ladder of authority and the ladder of prominence, and yet they've thrown away the ladder, forgetting that they will still come back to that ladder. And I think that is the point. The issue to be made is the reaffirmation, the fact that the media is beginning to recognize that they have a role to play, and they want to emphasize that role. And they are not saying they want to be represented. They are saying that give recognition to that constituency. And that because you give recognition to that constituency, it becomes a fillip to them. It becomes a measure of responsibility for them to go and put their house in order. It becomes like a wake-up call. Now, if we're going to be represented in all sports federations, that tells us that we have to now look at merit. We have to look at excellence. And so we have to get our people together so that we communicate with a unity of purpose and a unity of direction. You know, what I would call a sense of understanding where we want to be, where we are coming from, and how we want to shape, along with those who want to make the best out of the sports, in good stead. And I think you have to appreciate the fact that SWAN today is not what it's supposed to be, but at least there is what I call a resurrection, a standing up again, that they know that time has come. As we talk about a Nigerian sports economy, we have to also call a key stakeholder. And a key stakeholder in building the Nigerian sports economy is the sports media. Whoever you want to deal with, it's a different kettle of fish. But I think when you give them that recognition, they will go home to start looking at what they have inside their house.
Okay. We've been speaking with the one and only, the legendary Dr. Mitchel Obi. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Game On, helping us unpack this, or basically help us to intercede in this growing civil war between the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria.
There's no war. It's just a boycott. Understanding. I like what you talked about Morocco and Nations Cup. When the Nations Cup will serve as a consolation for us. Morocco won the Nations Cup in 1976.
Yes.
That was when the Nations Cup was still on the league phase. And in that competition, we came back with our first ever bronze medal in the Nations Cup in Ethiopia, Diridawa. And I think this time, going back to Morocco, even if we win that competition, it will not compensate us for our not going to the World Cup.
I totally agree.
Specifically to Wale, it will not compensate us.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mitchel Obi. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. We'll be seeing you subsequently on another wonderful night like this. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
You are welcome, my brother. Have a blessed night. And remember, we will see whether there's miracle and God is in Nigeria in October.
There's no miracle in this one. Not at all.